Hey guys, today we're gonna make beef barbacoa Tex-Mex style.
Alright guys, so it's really important when you're cutting up your peppers to start off by cutting them in like very thin strips. And then once you've cut them all into strips this size, then you want to dice them up. Okay, so after dicing them up, they should look something like... Now I'm going to continue with the prep. Okay, so when you're dealing with your garlic, you need to make sure that whole garlics, and one of them is going to be chopped up and inserted into holes inside of the Angus roast beef, and the second one is meant for zesting into the entire ingredients you'll see later. Okay, so when you're about to get into doing things, it's good to always have everything on and ready. So I've got one of these crock pots that I got over at Walmart there. Nice little price, made lots of good food inside of it. So yeah, just make sure that it's on, turn it on low, and just add your lid. I just have to clean my lid and then we'll add it on top, and it's good to let it heat up a little bit. Also, I like to spray the inside of the crock pot with some canola oil just to make sure nothing sticks. With this beef, we do put it inside of tin foil, but nonetheless, you just don't want anything to stick to the inside. So, go ahead, remove the lid. And you just want to spray throughout the entire thing. More is better. Okay, now it's time to begin the searing. You want to use a pan about this size and maybe roughly about a tablespoon of olive oil. And you're going to turn your pan on high. Alright, for the next part, you're going to want to lay out 3 sheets of tin foil like this. 2 going lengthwise and 1 going widthwise across. Okay, look at this beautiful piece of beef. Before we start the searing, we're going to make little crosses inside of the beef. Like so. And now that you see we have that hole, sorry, you take a garlic and you push it in. Do that all across, all around, on all sides. Don't forget to remove the strings. For our purposes, we will not need them. Now we've done all the crosses, and your beef should look something like this on all sides. Again, it's all rough. You can do it however you please. You can use whatever amount of garlic you like. I just prefer to use one whole entire garlic for this process. Okay, so our oil's nice and loose, as you can see, almost looks like water. We're gonna turn the light on for this one. Okay, so you want to take your beef and you want to go fat side down. And this is important. When you put this down, you need to make sure that you time this. 2 minutes per side. While your beef is searing, you want to go ahead and open up your can of chilies and just lay it out on the same tin foil. And don't worry about draining any sauce, because that's going to help bind everything together. Should also add your yellow peppers, and you'll see why later. Alright, we're just getting into the final moments of searing. Then I'm going to add this to our pepper tin foil mixture. Okay, now my favorite part of making this recipe is just putting together my spice mix. I know that's silly, but it's actually where I like to mess around with things. So, I like to start off with some oil, some garlic, the seasoning mix. There's a second pack as well, but I just don't have it out yet. And I like to do a little oregano, parsley, a little bit of onion powder. Onion powder. Tiny little bit of this, like a very tiny little bit of this. So with this part, you have to just add a slight little bit of this to the mix. My favorite part is when you get to zest these with a microplane. When you're making your spice mix, it's important to zest up the garlic into the oil and the concentrate that you have. If you don't have this, you can easily just chop it up very, very fine. I recommend having it. Okay, so you're also going to cut open the 2 packs of seasoning. just going to add them right into the oil and garlic and concentrate, like so. So this is probably my favorite part of making this, is making the seasoning mix. And you're going to add, and everything is rough, you can do it based on what you know your taste is. A little bit of the onion powder. And a little bit of the parsley. Again, all by eye. Don't worry about measuring it too badly, because it's all just going to cook into each other and make this beef delicious. There. Okay, now you just want to take a fork and kind of get that oil all mixed in to make it into like a paste almost. And you can kind of see already as we mix, it's turning into its own little slur. And again, you could add a little more oil if you want, but for our purpose intents, there is juices that will come out of the beef, which will make this delicious. Okay, so now, final part before we get it in the crock pot is to take this delicious slur we've made. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you just kind of want to rub it all over the beef. Okay, and like I said, nothing is perfect. You can tell by the video. But you just kind of want to get it everywhere that you can. Even on the back end where we've seared at the end of that video, or at the end of the video we had earlier. And if you want, you can really get a little bit of flavor out that's left in the bottom by using a spatula. Okay, now the fun part, kind of want to just kind of envelope everything over the beef, so you know it's gonna be Flavor Town everywhere. Okay, now get rid of that. Now the hard part is wrapping it. You want to make sure that you're not going to lose all the juices, hence why you put the one across. Fold it in. Try to be as neat as you possibly can. Treat it like you're making a burrito. Nice and tight. Keep everything inside. You're going to want to move it over to your crock pot. And remember that over here is where all of your peppers were. So you want to put that face down. And now you're just going to let it sit for 6 hours.
Angus beef, Tex-Mex.
Okay, so the beef has been inside for about 3 hours now in the crock pot.
Oh yeah, that's a good sign.
Just have a look inside and just make sure that it's cooking. Let me see. I don't want to get too deep in there. Ah, very hard to see the light at the unboxing. Ah, there we go. Have a look inside there. You know, that sauce is going to be good. Just look and make sure our beef. Oh yeah, look at that.